All right, hey guys, this is MTB Yum. My name is Jason, 5'8", riding a medium SB100 today. Tyler's in front of us on the SB4.5, and we're doing a head-to-head today. So we're gonna be switching bikes all day long, trying to do like a real good comparison between climbing and descending and kind of who the bike's for, why you might buy one over the other. Man, they're both really good bikes, a lot of fun. Let's get into this. I'll say climbing between the two, you feel a little bit more efficient on this SB100, and I think it has more to do with the geometry of the bike. A little steeper seat tube angle, just kind of push you that much more forward over the pedals. And it's probably a more efficient bike too, but unless you're racing, you know, I just don't know there's be that. It's not a big enough difference in climbing that there's going to be that big of a difference in which one you choose. I like the updated geometry of the SB100 though a lot. All right, Jacob's ladder on the SB4.5. I just got done riding the SB100. I've ridden it 3 or 4 times now down Jacob's ladder. I've had that bike all week, and it's surprisingly good for a 100 mil bike. The real question is would you buy it over this SB4.5? I mean, I like the geometry of that bike, of the SB100 better, but is it as composed as this bike? Which is weird to say because this is only 114 millimeters of travel, but this is a surprisingly composed bike. And to be clear, that's the Yeti Betty in front of us. It's the exact same as the SB100. They just didn't have a size medium SB100, so we took out the Yeti Betty. You know, having that 140 mil fork on here makes a pretty good difference, I would imagine. Yeah, I just am always so amazed at this SB4.5. It is just such a good bike. Man, I just wish it held a water bottle. I think I would have bought it a year ago if it held a water bottle. And all you Yeti guys are thinking, oh, come on, Jason. But I gotta have a water bottle on my bike in the front triangle. Nice. Oh man, that was fun. What'd you think?
It was good. It was different. I like it.
A little different?
So I feel like it actually pushes you forward on some of the rougher stuff, where the SB4.5 seems to hang up just a little bit more.
Pushes you forward, meaning the bike skips over stuff quicker?
Yeah, it actually accelerates, it seems like, on some of the rough stuff, where on the 4.5 it doesn't, which is interesting. But it felt really good. You could feel that the front suspension is definitely less than the 4.5, but the rear feels
similar,
just as good, if not better, just the way that it accelerates through those rocky sections.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, the seat feels like it's in the way though. Surprisingly, I think I'd actually do 150 millimeter on this one. Normally I feel like I'm gonna get sucked into the back wheel, but just having the seat angle that much further forward, I feel like 150 would be definitely worth having on this bike. Where on that one, you sit further back and it doesn't seem to get in your way.
Yeah, and what Tyler's talking about is for us shorter guys, you know, on 29ers, let me tilt this camera down so you can see. For us shorter guys on 29ers, if you have a 150 mil dropper, the seat is about the same height as the tire, especially when you compress down in the suspension. And so when you're hanging off the back, that tire is like right there. And so it's sometimes nice to run a 125 dropper so you're not down quite as low. But he's saying on this bike, it felt like it was maybe in the way a little bit, so it might be nice to Go with the longer dropper post?
Yeah, I'd do a 150 if it was my bike for sure.
Yeah, and there's room for it too.
Yeah, there is.
For sure.
This is an inch lower.
Oh, so it has inch lower seat tube length than the 4.5.
It does. Yep.
Oh, okay, sweet. Yeah, they're pretty similar geometry, aren't they?
They are.
Yeah, interesting. Reach is a little longer too, as I recall.
Yeah.
And then
I feel like you're sitting more forward on the SB100 versus the 4.5. I feel like I do have a 40 millimeter stem on that one, so you are sitting back a little bit further as well. But
and we got a 50 on the SB100.
Yeah, 50 on this one.
All right, cool. Well, I'm excited to see what you think down on Ghost.
Yeah.
Get this thing down here on Ghost Falls Trail. This is a more smooth, kind of flowy, buffed trail. Probably where most people are going to be riding bikes, kind of like that SB100 in front of us. Nice. And I've been, like I said, I've been riding that SB100 all week this week, and it has just been so much fun on trails like this. That SB100 feels really good on this type of stuff. Nice. 4.5 feels like the more nimble bike. Now Tyler's got a lighter set of wheels and tires on here than what comes on that SB100, but even still, I wonder if that SB100 just feels a little stiffer, and it certainly feels a little longer. Man, I forget how much fun this 4.5 is. It's been a while since I've ridden it. Yeah, man, it's been a while since I've ridden this SB4.5, and it's just so fun. I love this thing. Yeah, I think that SB100 with lighter weight wheels and tires would be a game changer on that bike. It'd make it more nimble. Okay, this is a really kind of sandy section, sandy loose section. That's what I like about this test track, is there's lots of different types of terrain. I gotta tell you though, I'm really surprised at both these bikes, how composed they are to a little bit rougher sections, considering they're both pretty short travel bikes. They're both really snappy feeling. You got to pay attention when you're riding. They're not, you know, they're not like a longer travel bike that's super, you know, forgiving if you make a mistake. They both have that characteristic about them. Probably the SB100 more so. I think the SB100 feels a little bit snappier. So on the more mellow buff trails, what do you think?
This comes around corners faster. Again, I think it's because it's pushing you forward a little bit more. You just have a little more weight on the front wheel.
Yep.
So I feel like it's a better corner than the SB 4.5. Again, you notice the front travel is a little bit less, but on something buff like that where you're not going over rocky stuff, it's great.
Yeah.
The rear, I don't feel any difference between the two. There's 14 millimeters less travel on the SB100, but
that's what, just over a ½ inch.
Yep, just over a ½ inch, and you don't feel it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think if you put the 34 140 millimeter on this bike, I think they would feel
pretty similar.
Very similar.
Interesting.
I don't think you'd feel any difference at all.
How do you feel riding a girl's bike?
Like a Betty.
Yeah. Having swapped back and forth, I feel like this is more nimble, but dude, how much of that is this lightweight wheel set and tires that you have on here? Do you think that's a lot of it?
I definitely think that's a lot of it. Yeah, I don't know why they don't spec this with just even lighter tires, not even necessarily the wheel set.
Yeah.
You know, if you put like I have the SS and the DHR 2.3, on this bike, and I think that's a good combination.
Yeah, a forecaster on the back of that would lighten it up and make it feel even that much quicker, I think.
It would. And it
Yeah.
would make more sense for a bike like this.
Totally. So what do you think? I mean, as a guy who's been riding this, an SB4.5 for the last year, and knowing that this bike just came out, they kind of, I think it's supposed to replace the ASR possibly, right?
Yeah.
The ASR is not being built anymore. You think they're going to change out the 4.5 soon? And if so, is that something you personally are interested in waiting for, or would you buy the 100, or what do you think?
I would probably wait for the if they did another 4.5 and put a longer rear suspension on that, made it feel a little more plush. And then I think the 140 is fine, but I'd love 150 on that bike.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a little bit more well-rounded at that point.
Is the SB5.5 too much bike for you as a one bike?
I've never ridden the SB.
Oh, you haven't?
SB5, but it is the 27.
No, the 5.5, the 29er.
Oh, 5.5. I have ridden the yes, I have.
Yeah.
And that one, I really wish I actually would have got that bike.
Oh, you do?
I do. But when I rode it, again, it was kind of the same situation where they had a really heavy wheel set on that bike, and
So
I just couldn't spin it up. I didn't feel like it
Yeah.
was fast enough on the uphills to justify the descent on it. But
yeah,
again, if I would have put a lighter wheel set on there, lighter tire,
might have made a difference.
it would have made a difference for sure.
Well, dude, I've had fun riding your bike today.
Yeah.
It's a nimble bike. Like I think it's your super light carbon wheel set and light tires.
Yeah.
Is the difference between these two. Let's go hit the pump track.
Okay.
And go hit some jumps.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, dude.